long stretch, to which many would call a moving plank. But I implore you to really find the stretch. And here's what I mean. It's about opposition. So we're coming on 2 springs, foot bars up, black pad in the headrest for some traction. And I'm going to come into a position that many of you might know as a plank. Hand, foot, I'm going to reach long, other hand, other foot. Now, this is a traditionally styled piece of equipment. I cannot pull on the foot bar in any way, shape, or form. So I cannot use my arms to pull me back forward. Think about that. So as I press out, I'm standing into my legs, reaching into the strength of my footwork. I cannot pull with my arms. I have to find my core, adduct up into my shoulders, while I still keep standing long back into my feet. If I want to take a push-up or a plie of the elbows, I can, because my weight is distributed through my feet all the way to the top of my spine and pulled together by the spring. I'm not sliding into the spring and then using my arms to yank me forward. It's a feeling of opposition and strength back into the grounding of my feet, that's sending strength all the way through my spine and therefore causing all of my side body, side core to interact with all my front body and back body core, and all of me pulls forward. Watch it one more time, right? Because that opposition and that connecting and grounding into my feet, that's sending me all the way to the top of my spine, is what allows me to be able to manipulate this plank position, such as bringing its side into the blocks, into a side reach, side bend, side plank, whatever you want to call it. But again, I cannot use my arm to pull on the bar to pull me forward. I have to stand and connect, find what comes long through into this shoulder to pull me back forward. Now, that seems like it would make sense. Let's take it to the chair where we remove the moving element of the carriage. Finding the length and the stretch on the reformer with the help of the moving carriage is wonderful for that plank position in your long stretch. Taking the reformer away, coming to the chair, we're going to look at a few different variations of push-up. So if I go push-up high with one hand on the chair, which then I'd have to bend the elbow to bring the other hand to the pedal. I'm going to reach legs out, and here it is. I have to remember what the feeling was of my feet back into the headrest, because the spring, it's on one medium spring, is not enough to support me like the foot bar was. So I cannot let my weight drop. My weight has to stretch down into the ground, push, and come all the way back up through my body, so that when I need to adjust back in this foot a little bit more so I can find where my center of gravity can stay lifted and supported for when I take that other foot back, right? You can go wide in the feet, a little bit easier because you've got more of a more surface area in your stance. Closer together, harder it's going to be. I'm going to bend the elbow on top of the chair and then find an easy pumping of the pedal. Meanwhile, all I'm thinking about is how I'm connecting from feet through my spine, stretching long up to the top of my head. My arms, either one of them, are free to move. Now, we're going to take that to the push-up low, rounding down into the spring, right? Stepping back into that plank position. The only way for me to get this pedal to move is to not be collapsed on it. Stand back, go through the spine, and then I just got to give a little tilt, a little twist, a little shimmy over to the hand on the floor to let the pedal start moving. Now, what if I wanted to get fancy and lift myself up into that side plank, right? Oh, it goes both ways. Watch this. Check it. This is one of my fun ones to do. Pedal comes up, and now as long as I'm standing through my feet and through my spine, moving is no big deal. It's hard. I'm shaking. It's exercise. That's true. But if I'm dropped and making it all about how much I need to push myself out of the ground to do my plank instead of reach long through space so that I can move, right? That's what the long stretch is about. Whether you want to do plies of those elbows, well, that's your prerogative for your day.